Everyone is confused about what AI skills mean. You hear about the AI skills gap and imagine you need a computer science degree to compete. But here is the reality nobody tells you. The bar for being ahead of the curve isn't high, it is actually on the floor. While the headlines scream about complex prompt engineering and coding, the vast majority of the workforce isn't even in the game. Most people aren't failing at AI, they just aren't trying. I get why this happens. AI sounds technical. The news makes it seem like you need to be an expert just to open the browser. And your company probably hasn't trained you on any of this, so you figure you'll learn it eventually. It feels safer to wait on the sidelines until you know exactly what you're doing. Meanwhile, the person next to you is thinking the exact same thing. But that hesitation is exactly where your opportunity lies. According to a 2025 Pew Research study, only 16% of workers regularly use AI chatbots. That means 84% of the workforce is waiting, worrying, or pretending it doesn't apply to them. And an IDC report projects this hesitation will cost the global economy $5.5 trillion in unrealized value. That is the skills gap. It's not about learning something hard, it's about being the person who actually shows up while everyone else makes excuses. Chapter 1. The Floor Bar. We tend to visualize skills like a high jump. We look at the bar set 7 feet in the air and think, I can't jump that high yet, so I won't jump at all. But when it comes to AI right now, that mental model is completely wrong. The bar isn't 7 feet high, it is resting on the ground. And simply stepping over it puts you in the top tier of the modern workforce. Think about the last time a new technology emerged. When email came out, you didn't need to know how the servers worked. You just needed to send an email instead of a fax. The skill wasn't technical mastery. The skill was adoption. Today, the dynamic is exactly the same, but the stakes are higher. Most people are actively disqualifying themselves before the race even starts. They tell themselves they need to master prompt engineering before they can use ChatGPT for a simple email. That is like refusing to drive a car until you can rebuild the engine. Smart people understand that the skill companies are desperate for isn't coding. According to a recent report from the Workforce Institute at IBM, companies don't need coders. They need people who can work with data, guide AI tools, and explain results in plain language. In other words, they need normal people who aren't afraid to use the tool. So here is your first micro-action. Open ChatGPT or Claude right now. Take one thing you need to do this week, an email, a summary, a bit of research, and do it with AI. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about prompt engineering. Just do the task. Congratulations, you just stepped over the floor bar and joined the 16%. This isn't about being brilliant. It is about realizing that perfectionism is just procrastination in a fancy suit. While others study the manual, you are already driving the car. Chapter 2. The Excuse Economy. There is a $5.5 trillion hole in the economy, and it is paved with excuses. A recent study found that 36% of workers say AI is not relevant to their job. Unless your job involves zero data, zero communication, and zero planning, they are wrong. This is the excuse economy. It is a massive psychological defense mechanism designed to protect people from the discomfort of changing how they work. And it gets even more interesting. The Manpower Group Global Talent Barometer for 2026 found something fascinating. AI usage jumped 13%, but confidence in it dropped 18%. People are using it more, but trusting it less. This creates a chaotic environment of hesitation and half measures. People dip a toe in, get a weird result, and immediately retreat to the old way because it feels safer. They say, "See, it doesn't work," and go back to spending 3 hours on a task that should take 10 minutes. This hesitation is your leverage. While your colleagues are convincing themselves that AI can't do their job, you can quietly prove that it can help you do yours faster. But you might be thinking, my company doesn't allow AI tools, or I'm worried about being judged for using it. Research from Duke shows that people who use AI often face negative judgments about competence. It is a real fear. But here is the thing about judgment. People also judge you for being slow. They judge you for burning out. They judge you for delivering mediocre work because you didn't have enough time to polish it. Would you rather be judged for using a tool or be judged for being left behind? The smartest workers aren't waiting for permission. 78% of AI users are bringing their own tools to work, regardless of company policy. They aren't breaking rules to be rebellious. They are breaking norms to be effective. The excuse economy is comforting, but it pays zero dividends. Stop waiting for a training seminar that is never going to come. The training is you, in the arena, figuring it out. Chapter 3. The 16% Advantage. Let's look at the math of this opportunity. Only 16% of workers regularly use AI. 55% rarely or never use it. 29% are completely unfamiliar. This isn't a bell curve. This is a cliff. And standing on the high ground has never been easier. Consider what this looks like in a practical, day-to-day scenario. Two people are assigned the same project. Worker A does it the old way. They spend hours drafting, hours researching, hours formatting. They are exhausted, stressed, and the work is fine. Worker B, that's you, uses AI to structure the draft, summarize the research, and polish the format. You spend your energy on the actual thinking, the strategy, and the final polish. You deliver faster. The work is more thorough, and you aren't burned out. When you show up with AI-assisted work, you look like a superhero. Not because you did magic, but because everyone else is essentially trying to build a house with a rock while you are using a power drill. This is the show up and ship principle. Companies are desperate for this. They don't need you to build the AI model. They just need you to be the interface between the model and the value. Here is your visibility move. Next time you deliver a piece of work that AI helped you with, don't hide it. Mention it casually. Say, I used ChatGPT to help structure these arguments, or I ran the data through AI to catch any patterns I missed. You aren't admitting a weakness. You are signaling competence. You are showing that you are part of the 16% who know how to leverage modern tools. In a sea of hesitation, clarity is power. And here is the beautiful part. You don't need to be right 100% of the time. You just need to be more effective than the people who are doing nothing. The gap is so wide right now that even imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. The integration. When you zoom out, you realize this isn't about technology at all. The AI skills gap is actually an action gap. It is a test of agency. It separates the people who wait to be told what to do from the people who figure out what needs to be done. The 16% advantage isn't about being smarter. It is about being willing to look a little foolish while you learn, so you can look like a genius when you deliver. We are living through a rare moment in history where the playing field isn't just level. It is tilted in favor of the curious. You don't need to go back to school for 4 years. You don't need a certification. You just need to reject the excuses that 84% of people are using to stay comfortable. The world is full of people waiting for permission to be great. Don't be one of them. If this shifted how you think about AI, don't forget to subscribe. I break down the strategies that separate the 16% from everyone else. No hype, no fluff, just the frameworks that actually move the needle. I'll see you in the next one.